Hey, what's up with it, King? What's up with it, Queen? Y'all already know who it is. It's your big brother, Demont Pope, a.k.a. Mr. Purpose over pointless excuses. Yeah. Look, y'all already know my job is to inspire, right? Motivate and educate. And I tell you, all my guests do the same. Every week, I've been bringing you value on top of value, guest after guest, and it don't stop this week. Listen, I got another special guest for you today. Listen, but before that, I need you to hit subscribe if you haven't already, right? Hit the notification bell, share this with about 10 people, let them know that we're adding value over here on the King Speaks podcast. Now, I know you want to know who's waiting, so without further delay, I want to introduce my very special guest. I want to introduce to some and present to others none other than Mr. Deon Smith. Yeah. What's up with it, King?
Man, what's up with it, y'all, man? Hey, Demont said it, y'all, adding value, man, adding value to people's lives, man, adding value, because when we add value to your life, now you're going to be adding value to other people's lives. So, man, tap in, man, hit that subscribe button, tap in with big bro, Demont Pope, Mr. Purpose over pointless excuses. Tap in with him, man. And yeah, bro, I appreciate you, man. I'm doing well, man. You know me, every single day, man, I get up and I rise, man, because my determination is why I do what I do. So let's get it. Hey, I've been waiting for this, baby.
Come on, man. We've been waiting a minute. Look, and I can tell they know it's finna be electric because we on fire already. Look, man.
Let's go.
I already know you, Deon, right? So we finna jump off into it because the whole purpose is so that the listeners and viewers can get to know you, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
Real quick, who is Deon Smith, right? And tell us exactly what it is that you do, King.
Let's go, man. So first of all, man, I'm a child of God first and foremost. Secondly, man, I'm a married man to my beautiful wife, Demia, and we have 4 beautiful children, Deon the third, Devin, Delon, and Dana. You know, those are my sword bearers right there in life, man. And I'm so honored and blessed that God, you know, placed those 5 individuals in my life, man. The greatest thing that ever happened to me, man. And then from that, man, you're looking at a motivator, an inspiration, man, and a police officer, man. Here in Genesee County, Flint, Michigan. I'm a Flintstone, man. Put Flint on the map. Let's get it, Flint. You know what I'm saying? So I've been a police officer, man, for the last 10 years, D-Pope. Wow. 10 years, bro. 10 years I've been a law enforcement officer. I worked 4 years in corrections and now going into my 6th year working as a patrol officer, man. And I couldn't be more honored to do it, man. It's, you know, as cliche as this may sound, man, but I really, with that cliche, I'm gonna preface it with this, man. It's the purpose for my life, man. My dream was to be a police officer, man. It's what I've always wanted to do, man. It's something that I've always found myself in the midst of, in terms of what the field of law enforcement should represent, man. And that's 3 things that my grandmother gave me as a young man. And you'll hear me say this, you've heard me say it before: love, compassion, and empathy, bro. So that's Deon in a nutshell, man. A father of 4, a married husband, happily married to my wife, Demia, and a community youth enthusiast, an inspiration, and a police officer.
Man, I love it, Deon. And look, man, you said a father of 4, right? And a husband. Sir. I can dig it. I can relate. I'm a father of 5. You understand what I'm saying? And a husband. So I know it when the house is a little full. And then you talked about doing something that you wanted to do ever since you were a little kid, man. You talked about being in law enforcement, being a police officer, right? And you've been doing that now for 10 years. You said you got 4 years in correction, and now you're a patrol officer. We talking about 10 years. So this has been a process, right? And it don't stop there, bro. Not only are you out there on the front line, putting your life on the line, right, to be of service, to help people, right? But you also a motivator and an inspirer, bro. Like, so you wear a lot of different hats. So let's get off into that, man. So we know you've been doing law enforcement for 10 years, and we know that that's something that you've always wanted to do. So let me ask you this, like, right, how long have you been motivating, right, and inspiring, right? And did that just spin off of the police, or did you just wake up one day talking to somebody and like, I can inspire people? Like, how that happen, bro? How you come from police officer to inspiration, motivational speaker? Like, bridge that gap for me.
Let's go, man. So you hit it right on the head to start off, man. I'm gonna say it was the process. Woo! Man, you hear people say that a lot of times. One, you know, Joel Embiid said, you know what I'm saying, for the 76ers. E.T., Big Dog, said, you know what I'm saying? Ink said, man. But more importantly, man, it was the process, bro. Like, it started with the dream, bro. It started with the dream as a 6-year-old boy growing up on the south side of St. Louis, Missouri, bro.
Come on.
1996, man. It was actually a traumatic experience that I experienced with law enforcement officers, man. To make a long story short, Big Bro Pope, the police kicked our doors in when I was 6 years old, man. And before that, man, I used to always play a game in the neighborhood, and everybody know Cops and Robbers, baby. Cops and Robbers.
Yeah, we familiar.
You know, we got some young bucks that subscribe to the YouTube to the channel. You know what I'm saying? To the podcast.
Yeah.
We call it a tag nowadays. Most of the time, people call it tag. Similar same concept. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's picked to be the person that catches the people. In this terms, I was picked to be the officer. Like, majority of the time, man, I was always picked to be a law enforcement officer, and it just kind of spun from that, man. And then 1996, man, June of 1996, man, we were out playing the same game one day. Cops and Robbers, man. Had a great time with the neighborhood kids, you know what I'm saying? I was catching people. I was quick too, D-Pope, you know what I'm saying? I was a football player and all that. So I used to run down the street, Ohio Avenue on the south side of St. Louis, Missouri, man. No shoes on, just saying how fast I was. People was like, Deon can't be the cop all the time, man. He catch everybody, man.
Catching everybody, just bare feet, just bare feet and fast.
So, man, so after we got playing with the neighborhood kids, man, we went inside, man. And while we're inside, man, we sitting down, we watching One Saturday Morning, that was so used to come on. We used to be up early playing that thing, man, because it was, man, that's what we did, man. It was fun, man. We're hanging out with the kids. So doing that, man, and we get a knock at the door, man. It's probably like a few hours later, we get a knock at the door. Boom, boom, boom. They're knocking at the door, man. So my father, typically was a neighborhood kid most of the time, maybe one of the neighbors, man, maybe one of my pop's friends that come over, and one of my mom's sisters. That's just what it was back in the 90s, man. People always came over to your crib, knock on your door, want to hang out, see what's up.
Right, wasn't no FaceTime. We had to pull
up. No FaceTime, none of that. We showing up in the flesh, baby. We here.
So, we went zooming in the 90s.
We wasn't doing none of that. You feel me?
Yeah.
So we get another knock at the door, D-Pope, but this time, D, it was more aggressive.
Come on, man.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
You know as well as I do, man. We know how the old saying go, you knocking like you the who?
Police. Come on.
Like you the police. Like, so my pops was like, hey, Kiara, go get the door. And then growing up, certain things was instilled in you as a young man. And one of those things where you never let a young lady, your mom, your dad, your grandma, go anywhere by themselves.
Come on, man.
So I was like, what that was, when my pop said, Kiara, go get the door, what that triggered for me?
Yeah, I'm going with you.
Deon, you going with her.
Exactly.
So I went down. So my sister went down the stairs, man, and we lived in a 3-family flat, meaning it was a family on the bottom floor, a family on the middle floor, and a family on the top floor. We was a family on the top floor. So there was a natural decline to our front door of our apartment that we lived in. So my sister go down the stairs, she goes to answer the door. She turns the doorknob. I'm right behind her, probably like halfway at the stairs. And D-Pope, when she opened the door, man, it was I've never seen, like, when you think about the movie The Matrix, when you think about some of these movies you watch with some of this high flying, like, people like being blown back and stuff like that, that's exactly what I saw as a 6-year-old boy. I see my sister open that door and it just get kicked in, and she fly back, hit the wall. And immediately, man, I retreat. Why? Because naturally, fight, flight, or freeze. I'm like, I'm out of this thing, man.
Yeah, I ain't prepared for that.
So I wasn't prepared for it. So at 6 years old, I take off running back up the stairs. I see these guys running up the stairs. I run, and the first thing I do, man, the game hide and seek, right?
Yeah,
so what you do, man, you go in. I got on the couch and just put my head down in my thighs, man. Put my eyes over my head, and it was just like, God, please, you know what I'm saying? So my auditory is still going though, right? So I'm hearing everything, you know what I'm saying? I hear these guys rushing up the stairs. I hear my parents come running out the door, like, what's going on? What's going on? I hear them, get down on the ground, get down on the ground. Gun, I poke my head up for a minute, and I see guns pointing at my moms and my dads and us, asking my pops, where the drugs at? Where the drugs at? My dad's like, sir, with all due respect, we don't sell drugs. With all due respect, sir, we don't sell drugs. So after about a minute or two after that, we can hear radio chatter going in and out and everything. And what you can hear over the radio is like, we got the wrong house.
Oh, man.
Right.
Wow.
Bro. So D-Pope, you know as well as I do, big dog, things don't happen to you. They happen.
Man.
Come on.
For you.
Things don't happen to listen. I'm not insensitive though. I'm not insensitive to know some of the things that people go through in life.
Yeah.
Some of the most ugly and heinous crimes that people are victimized of.
Yeah.
I'm not insensitive to that. But I do believe that God has a purpose for your life. You made on purpose for a purpose. Come on, man. But it's that, right? It's that perspective shift.
Yes, sir.
And you're like, 6 years old, how you had a perspective shift? No, I didn't start at 6. Man, just telling y'all about the process.
Come on, man.
It's a process. So from that process, man, from that encounter that I had with the police, man, it opened up my purpose. Wow. God was like, Deon, you remember those 3 things that your grandmother instilled you when you was a young boy? Love, compassion, empathy. When you go to work every single day, that's what you do your work with.
Man,
that's what you do your work with.
Listen, man, you different. Like you different, bro. Like you. I'm trying to like. Let me.
Yeah, jump in there, baby. Yeah.
So you went from playing cops and robbers.
Come on now.
All the time as a kid, you went from being the guy that was picked to be law enforcement every time in the game.
Every time, bro.
You catching everybody. You bare feet running around. They mad. They like, look, Deon can't play the police no more because he always catches us. We don't get away, right?
We don't get away.
And all of a sudden, you in the crib with your family, man. You hear a boom, 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 a knock on the door, aggressive knock. Your dad sends your sister to the door, but you go to the door with her and then run up on something that out of a movie. Like she opens the door and as she opens the door, they kicking the door in.
Yes, sir.
Then you go back to hide and seek. You trying to get little. You trying to run away. You trying to get little. You know what I'm saying? You trying to duck out.
Yes, sir.
And then all of a sudden you hear in the radio chatter, they talking about where the drugs at. Wait a minute, ain't no drugs in here. Your dad is like, with all due respect, sir.
Yeah.
Very respectfully, we don't sell drugs.
We don't sell
drugs.
And
then they come to the point to where they're saying, we got the wrong house. We gonna pause right here, King. Like we got the wrong house. And then you start talking about that shift of your perception and all of that. And they probably thinking that it's because you 6. You can't have that shift, but it was a process. Like, talk to me about that process, man. Let's park this thing right here for a minute. Let's park this thing. When they said we got the wrong house, like take us to that moment, like how you felt. Take us to that moment on your, because they got guns drawn out on your people, man. They got guns drawn on your mom and your dad, and y'all were innocent the whole time. They had the wrong house. Take me to that moment, like your dad. What was his facial expression like? What was his words like? Yours and your mom. Take me through that.
Yeah, and not so kind terms. My parents was pissed off.
Man, I know. I can only imagine.
Irate. You know what I'm saying? Because what we just had to endure, man. You got a 6-year-old boy, a 5-year-old boy, and a 9-year-old girl on the couch, heads tucked between their legs. Terrified, like just completely distraught. And my parents, you know what I'm saying? They was hard chargers, hard grinders, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They deal what they needed for their kids in the moments. You know what I'm saying? To help build them for something. But this right here, Depot, was heavy.
I know it.
How do we bring our kids from a moment like this to continue to go outside and want to play? To go outside and want to interact, to trust, adults, to trust the police.
Come on,
this
King.
is a challenge right now, man. So me and my brothers, man, and my sister, man, we were scared, man. I was terrified, and I just didn't know what to do. And not only did they kick down our doors, rush up our stairs, but with a drop of the hat, they was gone. Out the apartment. Gone, D.
Like it never happened.
Like it never happened. And my family is now left to pick up the pieces.
Trauma.
And you start to think as a 6-year-old boy, obviously in that moment in time, as we get older, when you was a child, you thought as a child, but when you became a man, you put those things away, right? So my perspective started to change as I continue to go throughout that process from that experience to where I am now as a 32-year-old man. A lot of things transpired. One of the biggest things and one of the most spotlights of that was an officer came back though about 30 minutes later.
Talk about that.
You asked me about my pops, right? So this is the crazy part. I tell people this to this day, man, and I saw my pops not too long ago. I was actually out on patrol. My pops was at one of the local parks, hanging out and whatever, just with this lady. And he always brings it up. He's like, boy, you remember you were 6? and the police kicked down that door. I can't believe you, the police. But I said, Pops, let me stop you right there. If it was not for you, Pops, my bad. If it was not for you, Pops, I wouldn't be the police. He was like, tell me why. I was like, Pops, the police came back to the door, right? He's like, yeah. I said, who? I said, who answered it? He goes, I did. I said, exactly, Pop. Like most people, Depot, when we experience something like that, door just get kicked in on my 9-year-old daughter, guns pointed at my family, and we get another knock at the door. You think I'm going to answer that thing? No. I said, Pops, the courage, the trust. I don't know what is it, if it was God sent or what, Pops, but you answered the door. And when you answered the door, another officer was at the door, man, unbeknownst to me at the time, because I was still upstairs grieving, right?
Yeah.
But I could hear voices. So we hit a knock. My pops go answer the man. I can hear a voice in the distance saying, "You mind if I come in?" And then there was a pause for a second. Me, I never asked my pops this, but I can only make an assumption. My pops hesitated, like, "Oh, shoot, bro, I don't know."
You know what I'm saying?
I might be all the way good on you. You like, no, I don't know how I don't know how my kids gonna take this. I don't know how my family gonna take this. But especially my wife. Like she, she the natural nurturer. She got to keep her kids calm. So my pops answered the door, man. He let the officer up the stairs. So me again, we still on the couch. Obviously, we crying, we upset, we distraught. A male, how you can feel a presence near you. So we can feel my pops and we can feel the officer near us. So I slowly open my eyes, just out of fear. I don't know, man. Should I open these eyes? Because I don't want to see what I just saw.
Right.
So I'm opening my eyes, Depot. I look down, I see some boots. I looked up, I see some wool pants. I'm continuously skimming up. I see a belt with the police officer tools on it. I look up, I see a man dressed with a wool shirt with a badge on his chest, and he has his hat in his left arm. And as simplistic as this was, D, man, it was so profound, bro. He drops to one knee. He looks at me, my brother, and my sister, and he says 2 words. I'm sorry.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
So now, D, like I said, things don't happen to you, they happen for you.
Wow.
Fast forward, D, 28 years later, rookie cop, working in a predominantly white neighborhood here in Genesee County. It's called the Clio area. Wow. They put the rook out there. I get a little bit of training, but they put me out there, man. And one of the calls that I get, not one of the very first call, but one of the most memorable calls that I can remember. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look at my call. It says, Vienna Township, I'm dispatching you to a domestic disturbance in progress, meaning it's happening right now. Yeah. And that's like, man, I got to get there because something's going on. Somebody's being victimized, somebody might be getting assaulted, some of this. So as I'm going there, they continuously give me updates. And guess what I hear? I hear the mom is calling the police on her 6-year-old daughter.
Wait, what?
Come on.
Bro, you blowing my mind. In case they haven't noticed, this interview going a whole different, the story is so captivating. You got to keep going. Forget the questions. Talk to me about that.
Bro, I cannot make this up, bro.
Your first call. Domestic dispute.
Working out in Vienna Township as a rookie officer. I mean, this didn't happen when I was training, FTO, which is field training officer. This didn't happen when I was with him. This happened when I was by myself. Yeah. God was like, D, you want to do this thing? Yeah. I put you through that situation so you can build your character. Because there's people out here that's going to need you. There's people out here going to leave that love, that compassion, and empathy. I get a call in Vienna Township because the mom called the police on her 6-year-old daughter. D Pope, at the time the police kicked him out door, how old was it? 6. Come on, man. I cannot make this up. I respond to the call. First thing the mom says to me when she's outside the apartment, she says, "Sir, if you don't mind, would you go in and scare my daughter?" I said, with all due respect, man, all due respect, man, I don't scare kids. I said, but I would love to have the opportunity, with your blessing, of course, to come in and speak to your daughter. She's like, sure, absolutely. Anything will help, sir. I go inside the apartment, Depot.
Speak.
Walk up a flight of stairs.
Yeah.
Go inside the apartment. They live on the 2nd floor. Walk inside there, open up the door. Very nice, clean home. Look down the hallway to my east, and I see this door wide open, and all I see is the color pink. I'm like, that got to be the young lady's room.
Gotta be.
Gotta be. So I walk inside. I walk a little closer. I can hear it. I can hear her crying. Right.
Yeah.
Break the threshold of her bedroom door. Inside her room now. I see her sitting on her bed. Knees up to her chest, head down. Crying.
Same exact way.
Same exact way, bro. Woo. And like in the moment, you don't really think about what happened to you when you was a 6-year-old child. More importantly, what you're thinking about is, how do I help this young lady right now in a crisis right now? She's crying, she's emotional. Her mom called the police on her. I'm here. This could be this could go so south right now. Like, this could be the worst of the worst.
For real, for real.
So I walk up closer to her. I drop to one knee. I say, "Excuse me, young lady." She slowly removes her head from her thighs, opens up her arms. She looks up at me. And I look at her and I said, "I'm sorry." She exactly what you did. She like a little bit. She like, I was like, "I'm sorry, but we as adults, we are work in progress. Like your mommy out there, she's a work in progress. And sometimes we need community partners like law enforcement to come in and help us." I said, "I'm not here to say that you're a bad young lady or that you did anything wrong, but I will tell you that I'm here to help you. Mm-hmm. And anything that you may need." I said, more importantly, that woman out there, she loves you. That's why she got me in here.
Yeah.
I was like, "I'm a partner of your mom. I'm a friend of your mom. And we're going to help you and your mom get through whatever situation the moment it is. All right? Today and into the future."
Yeah.
And she looks at me. She looks at me a little bit longer. Not really. I think she's trying to process.
Trying to process. Yeah, she don't understand.
Because I know that she's like dealt with some really trauma in her childhood. Like right now, she's 6. And to see an officer, she's probably like, "Man, he ain't here to chastise me. He not here to raise his voice at me. He ain't here to put me in handcuffs, take me to his car. No, I'm not here to. I'm here to show you love, compassion, and I'm here to show you empathy." And that little girl, at the end of it, we talked for a little longer. She gave me a hug. And we walked outside her room holding her hand. I walked up to her mom. I said, "Mom, thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk with your family and more importantly, to talk to your daughter." She's like, "Sir, thank you." I gave her my card and I said, "If there's anything that you may need, always feel free to give me a call." And I left, man. And I went into my patrol car, man. I got back to the station in Depot. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I cried.
Man, I'm almost a little emotional right now just hearing the story, because this is where I wanted to get to. I wanted to get to this point right here, because right there, that shows me how you entered, right? You entered through law enforcement into your purpose, right? Into your purpose of speaking. Now I see why determination is why. Now I see why, right? I see
That's
those
exactly
3 words.
Why.
Drop those 3 words on us that your grandmother put in your spirit. Drop them 3 words again.
Love, LOVE, compassion, and empathy. And for those now that I see the word love, you see those 4 letters, LOVE. Now I understand what they truly mean to me now. We show our love through affection, you know what I'm saying? We do those things, but more importantly, what did God say in the Bible? Life and death.
Power of the tongue. Come on.
L, let. O, R-V, voices. E, empower.
Let our voices empower.
Empower. So when you speaking life into people, man,
come on, King.
You showing them love, D.
Yeah.
You showing them that you got purpose over your pointless excuses.
Come on, bro.
You showing them that determination is why you will succeed in life. You showing them all these things that has been manifesting itself since you were a child.
Yeah.
The moments that you go through ain't just for you, bro. But they for the other people that you're gonna bless one day. I went through that, man, that moment in time, man. Not only for that young girl, but for all these other young men and women in our communities, more importantly, and worldwide. It's gonna need it. So we gotta do it with love. We gotta let our voice empower people. We gotta go in and we gotta speak the truth. Yeah. All right, people. What they say, a testimony is only a test. You gotta have a test before you have a testimony.
That's it.
I have it. I've been through my test, and I'm giving people my testimony. And so is my big boy Depot. Yeah. So is all the other people that we connected to. Inc. Yeah. Jeremy. Yeah. Et.
Shout out to all the big homies.
Come on, man. Our prayer line in the morning, man. Prayer Wars Global, like we speaking life into people, man.
Every day.
It's I'm just truly honored, man. And I'm, sometimes, you probably do this too, Depot. You just, and we shouldn't do it. And I think naturally as humans, I do it. You know what I'm saying? I just be like, why, God? Like, you took a chance on a knucklehead like me.
Yeah, God, why you love me like you do? Why you love me like you do?
Real, man.
Come on, man. Real.
But then I immediately I say, man, Deon, change that perspective, bro.
That's it.
You his child.
Mm-hmm.
He put you through those things because he knew what you was capable of doing.
Mm-hmm. Your purpose.
How many people would check out D Pope if God sat them down before they was born and said, this is gonna be your life? These are the adverse moments you're gonna go through.
Yeah, can't do it. Won't be able to face it.
I'm checking out.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I'm checking out.
Yeah.
But those who he has called according to his purpose, and they see it.
Yeah.
Start to see, like, and be intentional about what they do in life, intentional about the interaction that they have with people, the intention about prayer, the intention about growing. All of those things are going to mean something. You just got to stay true to it.
Yeah.
Stay true to it. So, yeah, man, like you woke up something today, bro.
Hey,
like,
man, look.
Man. Like, listen, I share that story a lot, man. But something about today, bro, like you opened up like that power, man, that willpower just to keep going.
Man, you know, listen, Deon,
keep going.
Bro, you came on here and set this interview on fire. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but like we didn't get to ask many questions because the story was so captivated. The story is what needed to be heard. It's like you answered the questions while telling the story, because now we know from you being a young boy, right, desiring to be in law enforcement, playing the game, doing the whole situation, 6 years old, the door get kicked in, right, apologetic, right, an officer shows up apologetic, one knee, apologizes. You end up getting a call. It's a 6-year-old just like you in the same situation as you, and you do the same thing, and you personify that love, right? Right now I know why your purpose goes hand in hand with law enforcement and speaking life, bro, because every time you show up, you are the personification of that love. You understand what I'm saying? And in case they missed that, I want you to reiterate. I'm going to tell you again, reiterate those 3 words that your grandmother put in your spirit that you personify every day to sum up your why.
Yeah. So those 3 words, y'all: love, L-O-V-E, compassion, and empathy. Those are the things that we do. Those are what we give to people, man. That's what my grandmama gave me, and that's what I give to people. Every single day I put that uniform on. Yeah. I'm reminded of that because it was given to me, and how dare me not give it to somebody else? I was gifted with those things, you know what I'm saying? And the gift is only a gift if we give it away.
Come on, bro. Like you done named the pod. This episode is gonna be called Love, Compassion, and Empathy. You know what I'm saying? So you just done coined the podcast, right? Now, this is what I want you to tell them, Deon, before you get up out of here, right? Like where can they connect with you? Like, it's a parent right now watching, right? It's somebody watching right now. They got a bad perspective of law enforcement. You know how it is, bro. We Black. You understand? You know what it's like in the hood, bro. We've all experienced some stuff like you. It may not be as close to kicking our dough in, but they done ran up on us, done profiled us, done pulled us, something gave us a bad impression. Like, let them know where they can connect with you, right? When they want to engage and they want to hear more from your perspective. Like, because I see you on your social media channels in your uniform, right? In the community, dealing with the children, right? Giving back. Like, I see that. I want them to see it too. So let them know where they can connect with you, your website, social media handles, like anything you got coming up that we need to be aware of. Like, let us know.
Heck yeah, absolutely. So the first thing I'm gonna give y'all, man, is my company name. Of course, we said it, you know, it's behind me as well. Determination is why, man. You can reach to me on Instagram, determination.iswhy. Determination.iswhy. Yeah. My website, determinationiswhy.com. Determinationiswhy.com. And then more importantly, on that, when you click on that website, you're going to see myself. If you scroll down a little bit, you're going to see me give an interview with our local news station, who actually I said the story to a school. It's called Daly Elementary, actually a school that what I went to when I first moved up here to Michigan from St. Louis. I gave a speech to the fathers over there, and ABC 12 reached out to me and another local partner and wanted me to share my story on my purpose and my mission. So you guys be able to see that, man, and let that add some value to your life and to some of the young men and young women that they may be around. So determination is why. is my website. Email me, please. Feel free to email me. Determination is why. I'm sorry, Deon, Deon at determinationiswhy.com. A lot of determinations in there, baby.
Determination, man.
Hey, let's get it. Let's get it. So Deon at determinationiswhy.com.
Yeah.
And then of course I'm also on LinkedIn, Deon Smith II. Same as for Facebook, Deon Smith II. And here coming soon, Big Bro Prop. I'm so glad you asked me about some things that I got coming up, man. So currently I'm in the midst of writing a children's book on what I experienced.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. So I'm in the midst of getting that done. I'm hoping to have that, I hate to say the word hope because they like speak that thing into existence, but I'm hoping to have it ready and prepared for next school year for kids, so it can be distributed out, you know what I'm saying, so they have it and the schools can get a hold of me and bless their students with it. It's going to talk about those pain points.
Yeah.
But of course it's going to be in that way that it resonates with children. Right now that's my focus groups for those young kids, because it happened to me when I was 6 and I was a school resource officer, and we starting to have more school resource officers within schools, so kids to help navigate that space with law enforcement and the younger children. I think reading my book will help that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. And then pretty much continuously doing what I do, man. Got a couple of engagements coming up, speaking to actually a group that I've been waiting to speak to for a very long time, and we was able to finally make the connections. It's actually some court-ordered individuals here in the county. They're youth. Their age is 14 to 17 years old, where they've been on court orders. Like, this is their last chance. Like, wow. It's like, so for me, it's like, I got to give them my all to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, these kids are on court order, the judicial realm. They're looked at like problem kids. Like, this is it. And I'm like, man, we can't check out on them. So I got to go. I'm gonna go in there, man, and I'm bless them with it. Everything that I got, every ounce of my body. You know what I'm saying? I love when in the mornings when Big Boy Pope come on, man. He's like, God, increase in me, so and then decrease me. And that's kind of what where I'm at with that one, man, for real. Because I'm gonna need God to be increased in that space, right? And then for me to be decreased and just let me speak of life. So those are some things that I got coming up, man. Yes, I appreciate you, brother.
Nah, I appreciate you, man. Hey, look, this is Deon Smith II, man. Look, y'all check in with my bro. Look, man, those kids, bro, they on their last straw, but guess what? They coming to you. God sending them to you. And we're going to go ahead and speak that your book will be ready and available by next school year. All right, we're going to speak that. We're going to seal that. You get what I'm saying? Now, look, we got to get ready to get up out of here. But before we do, Deon.
Yes, sir.
Somebody's watching, somebody's listening. We've inspired them. We done made them laugh. You probably done made them cry. You understand what I'm saying? Like, a lot of emotions is stirring up, right? Like, and they want to do something. Like, his kids still want to be police officers, but when they tell somebody this is what I want to be, they friends is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why you want to do that? You understand what I'm saying? Like, speak to that person, like, who may come from a rough background, who feel like their mistakes may disqualify them, or they may feel like they've had bad run-ins with the law. Like, what would you say to that person that would be probably the most important lesson you've learned over your career?
Okay. Ooh, I'm going to be quite candid with you, bro. Yeah. And I'm going to be real with kids, because I think it's important that we be real with them, because this life is unforgiving, right? It's not about you. Big dog. Young man, young lady, it's not about you. One of the biggest things that I learned from Inc., man, one of our mentors that we share, man, is wipe the sink out and leave it better than you found it, right?
Yes, sir.
So for me, man, it's not about me, bro. I want to be the change that I see in my community.
That's it.
Everybody. One of the biggest things with the killing of George Floyd happened, man, is that there was a lot of things going on. Racial divide, you know what I'm saying? Police brutalities, things like that was coming up. And one of the things I've always constantly hear Big Bo Pope is, we need more Black police officers in our communities policing us. But then I also see, when there are more Black law enforcement officers, we still get treated like we some, I'm be real, they call us Uncle Toms. Sellouts.
Come on, bro.
You weak.
Yeah.
But for the young man and that young woman that's looking to go on law enforcement officer, that looking to go in the field of law enforcement, remember this, it's not about you. It's about that young man and that young woman that desires to do what you do, that wants to be police officer. They need to hear your voice. And now when I'm going to our communities, man, I've always been comfortable, but I feel like I'm still at home.
Yeah.
Because what I give is from a genuine place. It's organic. This ain't something that I had to just all of a sudden train to do. No, that's been in me. That's been instilled in me.
Yeah.
So I know what it's like to eat certain sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? I know it's like to eat noodles all day.
Come on, man.
I know what it's like to make your own toast in the oven. You know, when if your toaster not working, throw some sugar and some butter on that thing. I know what the struggle's like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I knew that I went through all those things, man, because it's kids to this day that's going through those things, and it's not about me. And the law enforcement officer, you interact with people every single day. Every single day.
Yeah.
I see a youth, I see an elderly person, I see an adult male, I see an adult female, I see a homeless man, I see all those, I see the rich white man, I see the normal white person. You know what I'm saying? I see all of that.
See it all.
I see it all. But what my job is to do is to honor those that are coming behind me and leave a legacy for those that, to honor those that came before me and leave a legacy for those that are coming after me. So it's not about you, young man, young woman, but you are the vessel. And it's okay to be the vessel, baby. It's great to be the vessel. I'm telling you, because when you start unifying people, when you start in that, you're in that space where you're inspiring people, you understand why. You're like, dang, God, like, he was right. Yeah. So it's not about you.
Look, man, I couldn't have said it better myself. Listen, man, it's not about you. Somebody got to show that love, compassion, and empathy. Listen, that's your big bro, Deon Smith II. Y'all already know me. I'm your big bro, Demont Pope, a.k.a. Mr. Purpose Over Pointless Excuses, telling you purpose looks good on you. I see y'all next week. Yeah, let's get it.